So this year's theme is generational echoes and taking steps to learn more about each other. So I thought maybe since I see a lot of middle school students here, and that's good because my speech is a little bit aimed towards middle school students. I was hoping that maybe I can let you know a little bit about how technology was for me as I was growing up, and maybe give you a sense for the things that we went through and kind of compare a little bit with what you have now. And I just want to say I'm really jealous. The first thing I want to say, I'm just really jealous of you guys. You guys get to be in this age right now, and you've got everything just ready to go. But so that's the first thing. I'm jealous. I'm a big fan of technology. Absolutely fan of technology. Anything that comes out, I'm all about it. The brand new iPhone came out. Sorry, I don't use iPhone. The brand new Samsung came out. I wanted to buy it. The best 4G, 5G, whatever came out, I had to be the first one to have it. Just always fascinated with technology. So there are so many things that you guys can, experience in today's Google or YouTube environment. The amount of things that you guys can learn is staggering. If you want to know how to play a B-flat major scale on trumpet, it's there. Just Google it. You want to know how many slaps it takes to raise the internal temperature of a chicken to consider it cooked? That is also there. Some of you, I'm sure, will go find that after this. I encourage you to do so. It's very interesting. Absolutely. A lot of wealth of information is out there. But when I was younger, if I wanted to find something out, if I wanted to look something up, I had to ask an adult. And if they didn't know, they said, go to the encyclopedia and look it up. Right? Okay, the encyclopedia. So the title of my speech is, You Might Be a Millennial If You Know What an Encyclopedia Is. And when we were younger, we had this huge wall in my house of books. Just book. They're all encyclopedias. And they just got information. And my dad would say, go look it up in the encyclopedia. And I just remember being always frustrated because I could never find the answers to the questions that I had. I didn't even know what my questions were. Encyclopedias are missing a very critical element. Some kind of search engine, right? It's missing an algorithm. These days, we can just punch it into our phones. Boom, there it is. So if I want to know something, I had to use an encyclopedia. But then it was about 5th or 6th grade, I think, when my dad brought home our first home PC. And so naturally, I was this super studious boy. I stayed inside and I researched things all the time to look things up. No. I was playing video games. Absolutely. Let's be honest. The first thing that I noticed the first thing I can say was a big difference for me is that the amount of time that I spent indoors, it got a lot more. Because at that point, we didn't have phones, we didn't have internet on our hands, so we had to be at home. So I was always on the computer. I was in love with video games. And then when the internet became a thing, I now was able to go online and look up different things about different video games or chat with people on the internet. And that was groundbreaking for me, because if I ever want to talk to somebody, we didn't really have cell phones. We had home phones. So if I wanted to call somebody, I'd have to dial their phone number and talk to their mom and say, hi, is Jimmy there? And if Jimmy is there, then we'd talk for maybe a few seconds. But I'm not really a phone chatting kind of person. That kind of chatting never really made sense to me. But when the internet came out, that's where it is. You can chat to people on the internet. So the thing about the internet, though, in my time, is you had to log on to the internet, right? Some people in here are old enough to remember when I actually wanted to get onto the web, it wasn't just on, it wasn't perpetually on in your pocket all the time. You had to call the internet company. Your computer would dial up a number, and it would go beep, 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 boop, 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 beep, boop, 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 beep, so on and so forth. Some of you may remember that pleasant sound. And then, you've got mail. And then if somebody else was online, then you could chat with them. If somebody else was online, you could chat with them. So it wasn't until much later, when technology became a little bit better, that we had internet all the time. So the two biggest changes, I think, for me in my internet days was the invention of search engines, right? We were able now to look up things. Of course, I'm pretty sure I only really looked up more things about video games. I remember printing off Pokemon lists so that I could study them in my off-internet times, and YouTube. And the majority of things I did on YouTube was just, I watched videos of stupid things. Just random stupid things. Much like what you guys are doing these days, right? Yeah. The internet technology began to increase, and it meant pretty much more access to media, games, and silly videos, but only at home. So at a glance, it seems like you guys are using the technology in a lot of the same ways as we are. My generation, that is. But just better, faster. Everything's so fast. Even your videos and stuff on the internet are 10 seconds long. Swipe, 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 swipe. You guys are consuming so much content so fast. It's astounding. I'm actually a little bit intimidated by your Googling prowess, right? The other day, we were learning about intervals. You guys remember those? Yeah. We were learning about intervals, and a student said, "Mr. Hutchings, why are you teaching us this in this really complicated, hard way?" And I looked it up on the internet, and I found a way easier way. And I was a little frustrated, but it was also kind of funny. And he might have been true, but it turns out he wasn't. But as frustrating as that was, it just kind of shows that your generation is all about finding information and taking those things into your own hands. You guys have so many tools available to you right now, right? You've got Google, YouTube, Netflix, Instagram, WeChat, Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook. Although I've been told that Facebook is for old people. I use Facebook. Most of these technologies started to become available to me as I was growing up. And we were just learning about how to use them. You know, as they came out, there's this new thing. Oh, it's interesting. Oh, I'm on Facebook now. Oh, I'm searching up. I'm using the algorithm. But you guys have it right now, right from the beginning. And so you're using them every day in really, really innovative and creative ways. Every year, you guys are coming up with brand new things. So to think that someday in the future, one of you actually might be standing up here, giving a similar speech, saying something crazy like, "I can't believe we used to type words with our fingers," or "Do you remember when we couldn't smell smells?" And that's fascinating to me. So I can't wait to see what you guys come up with in the future. Thank you.